Welcome to another Pub Sports Radio NHL Play of the Day for Tuesday, February 2nd. Ian Cameron with you. We're starting to pick up some steam now. Sunday, Minnesota and the over against Colorado cashes in. The New York Rangers come back from an early deficit last night to beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 3-1. Another Play of the Day winner last night. Let's see if we can keep the streak going here on this Tuesday night. We're going to go to some late night action. You got plenty of time to get this in. It's the Anaheim Ducks and the Los Angeles Kings. We've got the LA Kings minus 115 to minus 120 home favorites. The total 5.5 in this game. I think this is a very cheap price to back what I think is the better hockey team right now, the team in better form, that being the LA Kings. Minus 115, minus 120. I like what I've seen from the Kings so far this season. Look at their results. They've battled Colorado. They split with them. They beat They hung tough with Minnesota on the road during that last road trip. They took one game from St. Louis as well against the Blues in the two games that they played against them. I like the effort we're seeing from Todd McClellan's LA Kings team. You're seeing them dig in a little bit at the defensive end. You're seeing them get pretty solid goaltending, in particular from the youngster that's in net tonight for them. Cal Peterson is going to get the start tonight for the LA Kings. He has really impressed in the few starts that he has made this season for the Kings. The Kings are very much of the belief that this guy could be the number one goaltender for this franchise for a very long time to come. And they've certainly seen some signs of that in his early season performance for the Kings. I would expect him to play pretty well tonight. He's had to face, teams that have a little bit more offensive prowess so far this season than what this Anaheim Ducks team has. Anaheim, to me, is a total mess offensively. I do not trust this team to score goals on a nightly basis. They have got maybe a couple of guys that you can count on as potential game breakers. Jacob Silverberg, Ryan Getzlaf, although I think his best days are behind him. Ricard Raquel, who is often inconsistent and injured. And other than that, you look at that lineup on paper, those four forward lines, and you're hard-pressed to find anybody beyond the first 2-3 players on that team, on the top line in particular, to score goals consistently. Maxime Comtois is a guy that got off to a strong start. First couple games of the season, hasn't done a whole lot since then. They've got Troy Terry, who is a skilled player. He's got good speed, but he has not shown consistent finishing ability. Dallas Eakins is putting that guy now on a top line, and he has not shown that he is ready for NHL number one line minutes at any point so far in his career. So this team's just got a hell of a tough time finding the back of the net and scoring goals on a consistent basis. I've actually seen, this LA team play better offensively than I thought coming into the season. I thought they'd be in the same boat as Anaheim. They'd really have a tough time scoring goals. But Adrian Kempe's had a nice start to the year offensively. Anze Kopitar, Dustin Brown, the veterans have chipped in offensively and played well. Carl Grundstrom, who they got in a trade with the Toronto Maple Leafs last season, where they sent Jack Campbell to the Leafs. They got Grundstrom in return. He's actually played well for the Kings as of late. Just a team that I think offensively, they're better than Anaheim. They've shown me more than Anaheim. Anaheim relies too much on John Gibson to steal them games. They've been outplayed in a majority of their games this season. I just think this is a cheap price. It's LA at home, only laying minus 115 to minus 120. And to me, they look like the better hockey team right now. Now, there is some concern that this is the first home game off a long road trip for the LA Kings, but they've been off since Thursday. They haven't played since last Thursday. They've been home now for several days. They've had an opportunity to acclimate themselves with getting back home, being back in the Pacific time zone. This is not that same treacherous, difficult spot playing your first home game after a long road trip as it normally would be, because the schedule makers gave the Kings a little bit of a break and some time off from their last game of the road trip to this one tonight. Put it all together, and I think you can make a good case here for the LA Kings at a reasonable price. So for the Pub Sports Radio NHL Play of the Day for Tuesday, February 2nd, I'm going to recommend the Los Angeles Kings minus 120 against the Anaheim Ducks. That's going to be your Pub Sports Radio NHL Play of the Day for Tuesday, February 2nd. I'm Ian Cameron. Make sure you check out Pub Sports Radio's YouTube channel daily for great content. Don't forget, we have the Super Bowl prop show coming up Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. It'll be me. It'll be Connor Mack. It'll be Ski Profit. It'll be Donnie Rightside. We'll be here to give you some of our best props for the big Super Bowl on Sunday between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Thank you for watching. I'm Ian Cameron. I'll be back with you tomorrow on Wednesday for another Pub Sports Radio NHL